I am singing like an idiot. I am singing like an idiot. Hello and welcome to Kosi Nation Fan TV. This is where fans meet and talk about Kaizer Chiefs, Kosi Football Club. And in today's video, we are talking about the injury crisis that we are facing as Kaizer Chiefs right now. We have a few players who are out injured. We have Uri Frosler, we have Solomons, we have Matoho, Nange, and Cole. And in the Nange, I don't understand how he's mentioned as one of the players who's injured, because last I checked, he played in the previous game. So in my books, I don't count Unange as a person who's injured. But if I'm a reporter insisting that Unange is injured, well, who am I? Unange is injured. But let's talk about the implications of injuries, because when someone gets injured, then something has to happen in Matimin. Other teams that care enough, they actually sign players to replace those players who are injured. But we know our team does not give two hoops about that, so we should forget Indabama signings. So let's start with the obvious one, right? Indabaga, Riv Frosler, and Dylan Solomons, which is funny actually if you think about it, because Uhungezana bumps into Riv and then Riv gets injured. And then in a way, some people were like, oh yes, it's a blessing in disguise. Riv Frosler gets injured. Now we get Solomons. Solomons comes in and then he gets his shoulder dislocated. Now he's also out. And that means he's not going to be back for maybe a few weeks. So that now means with Frosler with a broken jaw, as one has said, potentially a broken jaw. And on the other hand, you have Frosler, Solomons naye on his side with a dislocated shoulder. You don't have a right backs. So basically, we are lacking in that area and we don't have anyone who's playing a right back. Which brings a question, Yoguti, who is going to play a right back in the absence of these guys? And I think I have the answer. So in the previous game, one of the answers, that is me. What is Zwane going to actually do with our crisis at the back? So I think this is what's going to happen. I think since Ungezana has already been introduced into our starting 11 and Uzwane was kind of reluctant to bench Ukwinika, I think what we might see happening is that Ungezana, since he has played as a right back, he's going to go and play right back, and then we're going to see a partnership Dove and Ukwinika resume again. And this in a way kind of what is this thing? It kind of protects Ungezana, because a lot of people have been saying, I'm fine with Ungezana starting, but as long as he's not playing as a center back, because if he's playing as a center back, that's where he's likely to make mistakes, costly mistakes. But on the side, you are just expecting him to deal with Ama 1v1 against Ama defenders. So once that happens, then you have Ungezana playing as a right back naturally, and then in a situation that can be better managed for him, not for the entire team, obviously, going forward, because as we know, as much as Ungezana is good defensively, ngama 1v1s, the problem with him, he does not offer what Frosler on paper offers. Because right now, what we are going with or on is the fact that Frosler is good on paper. We know he can deliver good balls into the box. Solomon, he has the quality. He's quick going forward, lightning quick. He's quick to support Abantu who are playing through the middle. And if he's running wide, and then they can play him through, and then he can cross Amapola into the box. Ungezana, though, although he has played as a right back, he hasn't really shown Uguti he is strong and he can dominate that position and kind of get Chiefs what they need creatively from that side. So as much as it might be the solution, a right back, he's not like the most ideal person that you want to be playing in that position. So in a way, it's good, but not entirely what you would like. But it will kind of do both things. In a way, it will give Ungezana time to regain his confidence, not being in the spotlight so good he's a center back again or Tata is came from Kwinik. And at the same time, it will be easy ukuthi makuthi uKwinik uyaqhubeka uyabed, then we just push Ungezana back to his center back, and then we transition uKwinik out. So in a way, if Ungezana ends up being the permanent defender or center back, uzobe ese warm to the playing style, uzobe sejwayele ukuthi how the pieces move, how the pieces fit into his style as Kazwane overall. So I think for me right now, that's the solution that I see. I have seen another solution, people that have been floating around, which I don't get. Uguti will take Udove and play him as right back. I'm like, oh no, we can't change again. This is system yet to swing. I mean, it might defend. We can't take Udove and play him right back, because once you do that, the next thing you have, that means you are bringing back Ukwinik. You are playing Ukwinik, who's extremely what's the word? Costly when it comes to playing in that position. He will just make mistakes, and then you are playing him alongside Ungezana, who's just shaky as well. And funny enough, ukuthi makuzoba naleyo nto leyo kuzomenzani mentality kakeeper ngemove, owazi ukuthi all these guys are shaky, anything can happen at any time ngalama defender. So I don't think you need to change everything. So I think option Gangezana as a right back is still the best solution. Playing Udove as in that position is not the greatest position. And I think ama comments ngizowafunda, yes, but on the 15th minute, by the way, because what I want to do now is to get this part of the content out of the way, me talking to you, and then as you guys are joining in and are making ama comments, I will start reading ama comments in as well and respond to you, so that isho ibe ne order ukuthi ngiyakhuluma and then ngifunda ama comments enu and then sibe naleyo interaction, because I'm still trying to structure ama live streams ngesikhathi esi right. And by the way, we go live every day at 7:30, so please do make sure ukuthi you are here at 7:30, because uzongifica sengikhuluma sengithi odova usazi nokuthi ngikhuluma ngani. So yes, we go live at 7:30 each and every week day. Okay, so let me continue. Another one that I think vele people will eventually start suggesting is Unjabulo Ngcobo, because he did play in that position when he got voted into that position with Derby, but he's not fast enough to play as a right back. So I think kuzoba inkinga leyo futhi ukudlalisa Unjabulo Ngcobo as a right back, especially because of the other problem that I'm going to talk about, my defensive midfielders. So if Unjabulo Ngcobo, anything happens ngaye, I would want to see him being introduced as a center back, because uKwinik we're giving him a timeout, so then use that chance to introduce the other players or reintroduce other players in the case Unjabulo Ngcobo, because he has played in this season, when's a mistake and then wagcina engadlaliswanga. So that happened. Okay, so now I move on from ama center backs. Siya issue that every Kaizer Chiefs fan has been talking about. Ama defensive midfielders. This issue, abantu bayakhala ngale issue. Chiefs ayina defensive midfielder. Chiefs is not signing anyone. We need a defensive midfielder. And I understand. Chiefs doesn't have a defensive midfielder, and in other games you can deal with it, but in other games it's difficult. You just need someone who's dedicated on the position, right? Sometimes you just need someone who's going to sit and worry about the defensive side and let everyone else worry about going forward, right? So that is what made Ublom fit so well in our team. That is what made Ukatsane fit so well in the team, because yena ubengekho worried by being a deep lying playmaker. He wasn't worried about creating chances. No, it was just about destroying anything that tried to attack Chiefs. That was his job. But now, if you have a Sitebe and a Mart playing a double pivot, inkinga izoba ukuthi they are always trying to balance. You understand? They're always trying to balance between defending and attacking. Okay, ubani uhamba, ubani uhlala, ubani uhamba. Khumbula sadlala emakhaya ibhola, makudlalwa i-4-4-2 especially. Sithi thina, okay, sidlala 4-4-2. Khona uhlalayo, khona uhambayo. But mangekho nje dedicated ukuthi sinomdlali natural we-defensive midfield, kuzohlezi kunaleyo nto ukuthi okay uyahluleka awuthi khambe mina, yabo. Kanti makwazi ukuthi your role is to create chances, your role is to destroy. It's much easier i-flow, i-responsibility ayikho lento ukuthi mangena igoli siyakhombana ukuthi awena siyazi ukuthi ubani osidlisile. Mangena igoli nje siyazi ukuthi wena bekumele umake lapha but awumakanga. But lento leyo ukuthi sine double pivot ibuye ihluphe makuwukuthi akekho umdlali olokhunjayo or dedicated into that position. And with Cole injured, it then takes away that option yokuthi let's experiment with him and play him as a defensive midfielder. I did see Unange come on this weekend and playing in that midfield position, because it does seem like now Chiefs are actually, Ozwane should I say, because he's the coach, is moving slowly into the idea of, you know what, I must actually start playing Unange, as much as when he did get a chance with Makouf, and I think with Makouf he wasn't that impressive, but maybe Uzwane is figuring let me just give him a chance to play. It's just perhaps the fact that he hasn't played that much, and if he plays for a certain amount of time he will improve. So eswini it leaves us with ukuthi vele kushuthi into esisazoyisebenzisa i-double pivot, and if kungesiyona i-double pivot kaMart noSithebe noma uMart noZwane or uZwane noSithebe, the other thing that could possibly happen is we did see Unjabulo Ngcobo playing in that position as well. So we could see Unjabulo Ngcobo playing as a defensive midfielder if Kuguti were playing against a team that needs us to control the middle, that needs us to defend in the middle. Angazi ukuthi what kind of game that would be, but it does seem like Unjabulo Ngcobo, Uzwane, because we're playing against Arrows, he brought him on as a defensive midfielder. So bona ukuthi kusazoqhubeka nalokho, because the 3 games that we played after winning against the Arrows were just bad. So it wasn't time to experiment udliwa. But manje ngoba sesike sathi ukuwina igame eyodwa, maybe usengaphinda abuyele into that experimentation, because I feel like enye into vele eyenzakalayo this season was one that some people need to understand ukuthi there's going to be a lot of experimentations, and the coach should be allowed to do that. Ukuthi ke at this time was saying we can't afford experiments, because all we want to do is we want to win. So yeah, that's what makes these things a bit tricky as well. When it comes to Khama, we've talked about Khama ukuthi as a winger, there are players who are working much harder than him and are doing much more work, or Sekhota or Dupre on that side. Even Umduma Mdlalisa kwa left, we are tracker back, aphinde akunikeze more going forward because they still have legs. Centrally, khona uDuba manje, khona uKhelebu, uSahele mabemdlalisa centrally, so we're not worried about uKhama that much. On the right kudlala uDoli, kudlala uSekhota, kudlala uMdu. So Caleb is uKhama is not really affecting its performance at Chiefs overall. And uMatoho naye, he's not played that much this season, so it then makes you think, okay, The only way that Umatoho could have been involved in how Chiefs is playing is if Nai is brought on as an experiment, but it doesn't seem like Uzwane will be experimenting with him, and certain people will have a problem with that. But my thing is, I think Umatoho is leaving at the end of the season, so I get why Uzwane is kind of not really utilizing him that much, because he knows Uguti in any case he's leaving end of the season, contract yake yaphela, and I don't think they will be renewing it. So I think that's what's happening. Now let's go to your comments, guys. Do leave your comments. Let me know what you think about Indabaga, Rifroslan or Solomons. Who do you think will be their temporary replacement while they are injured? And what do you think will happen with the situation in the defensive midfield positions as well? I'm reading your comments. While I'm doing that, please do make sure to read to post more comments and also just like the video so that it can reach more people like you. And if you have abangani, go Facebook, now go Instagram, share the live stream with them as well so that they can come in and see what we're doing and what we're talking about over here. Kosikale to says Kosi Nation, let's wish a speedy recovery to the players because we need them very highly, especially in their position yagwa right back it. Kosi Nhlanhla says Sanbonani and says let us remember to like the video. Yebo. Kosi Buyisile says salute Kosi Nation. Awe. Kosi Philip Janchi says I have just joined the live stream. Welcome. Prafox Wale Kosi says hello Kosi. Chiefs need to buy top quality players. Our bench is weak, but I think Zwane will play Ngezana as a right back. Yeah, I think we agree lapho. Indaba yama signings vele manje sekukuthi we just need to wait for June, because yeah, that's the yeah, unless they find another free agent, because well, we know our team, they like signing ama free agents. Kosi Jean also agrees with Uprafox ukuthi Ngezana can play as a right back. And then Kosimandla says Kosi Arnold says then we should play a flat back 4 and Ngezana to concentrate in defending. Yabona, that's what I was saying when I Kosi Arnold. The thing is, if you then play Ngezana, you have a problem with going forward. He won't give you that much. But if you play a flat back 4, ususenkingeni, because now going forward you don't have enough numbers. You can't overload any side if that is happening. At this point, I'm even feeling like I should have opened the tactical board to show how this thing could work. Because if you're playing a back 4 with the Chiefs right now, what you are essentially doing is you have 3 people up front and then you have attacking midfielders. But after that, then you have nothing. You literally have nothing. Let me share this, Marco. See and see what happens. I realize that you can only hear my voice right now, but that is because I am trying to get something for you, and once I can get that, then we will all be good. Yes, we got it. Okay, so as you can see, this was done a long time ago, by the way. I even forgot what game this was, but fine. So if you take a look at this, let's just say Aksuyu Kunela Ubvuma, and you have a back 4, a flat, you're essentially saying we'll have a team that will look like this, and Cole is here if it's Cole, and then you'll have Solomons or whoever will be playing. Let's take Solomons out because it won't be him. So you have a player here. Most teams, when we play against them, what they are doing is they are just pushing everyone to the back, and now you are just outnumbered because they are defending with a flat 4 and they are using their players to track back. All their players are just tracking back, and Tinasi are short because now you have a flat 4. And ngathi besishota Kosi uSolomons ube overlapper or Frost ube overlap ezela and then what would happen is Uhlanti would tuck into the midfield, and when that was happening, Izwe still outnumbered because now Bhutilo ubehlula kwenza ama movement right, because uvela hlale kanje. This is what's annoying mawubukela igame yeChiefs, kuvele kwenzeke nje uCaleb uvela mila makukuthi kudlala usekhotha la, let's take uDupree out, makukuthi kudlala usekhotha la, udlala la usekhotha will just stand here, and when he gets the ball alikhahlela lilethi la, sekumele kuqhutshwe ibhola ke manje ntinini i-defender lemtrack, and when he's here uBhuti lo he's moving uzocasha la ngemuva emva kwama defend, and when the ball is played into the box there is not enough support li defender nje ama defender la ama center backs, and then we end up failing with our attack because umdlalo wethu lo ngapha ngenhla uleke footballing intelligence. At least with Dupree playing this side, what we found in recent games is that with Dupree, let me just reset the board a bit. With Dupree playing on the left, what happens instead is that instead of trying to get the ball, he just runs here, so that if maybe this guy gets overzealous and tries to press, then Uhlanti can play this pass, and then Dupree can find those balls. And then as well, if a ball is coming around with Otoli, Dupree is making those runs, and then if maybe my reverse passes are played, Dupree is in the right place. But if you are having a flat 4, then you are making the job of a left back, whoever this is, in this case Kwakuqele, to just be tight with this guy, because they know they don't have to worry about the right back. But if they have to worry about this right back, then they know they have to come back and let arrows and let their winger cover this. And in that way, everyone is occupied because the right back. So the change in one player makes all the difference, basically. That's what I'm trying to say here. So ungadlali kwethu i-back 4 kuzosinikeza inkinga. So that is why I'm saying Chiefs definitely needs to be playing an attacking formation, otherwise isoba senkingeni. Angiqhubeke nama comments athi comment bengicina comment kabani Ukhosi Theo says Olampilo Fethu enkosi bawo ngale voice uyibuyisile, but it was not bad. Hey baba, my voice was bad. Asimbonge nje ugoda ukuthi voice yami right. Mina ngikhuluma kanje. Hayibo guys, voice yami will be better. Like manje ngiyazizwa, and I can tell ukuthi now it's just the block nose, but my voice is not going anywhere. Like this is my life. Voice yami nyamalala kuba inkinga. Like my face and my voice are the two things that I need the most, because I can talk ngithe kanje, but ngavela ngaphathwa i-chicken pox. Khona umuntu ongithakathayo yasi. Kodwa umuntu ongithakathayo uDecember wonke nje I couldn't make videos ngenxa ukuthi ngine-chicken pox, and now ngufeb sengiqala ngongabi na voice. Khona ongithakathayo ngeke alunge because ngithandazelwa iCosi Nation yonke. Then Kosi Masakane says Ngobo once tried and gave his best at right back. I think the match was against Pirate. Yes, when of course it was against the Pirate when we failed to vote for a right back. But he struggled in that game because Ukumbule, they even subbed him early because he didn't have the pace to play in that position. Kosi Msayankosi says, hello Mpilo, today you look good, thank you. I wish Zwane could be part of this stream. Guze abone ama advice from the fans ngoba uyaphuca man. I don't understand the language uyaphuca. What does uyaphuca mean? Is I don't know. I feel like these guys, if you're a coach of a team, kunokuba khona ukuthi in their heads they probably think these guys don't know how it's like to be me. And maybe sometimes that's an excuse they can give to themselves or for themselves to not do the most obvious thing. Like the obvious things that we know about the Chiefs. The first one is Frosla shouldn't be playing ahead of Solomons. Yet he is. There's another obvious thing that we all know. Chiefs can do much better without Caleb, yet Caleb still plays ahead of Umduduzi or Uduba. So Utoli should be benched, yet he still play. There are things that I feel like they know, but they are not doing anything about them, which then makes me think, I understand. So yeah. Kosi Masakane says, so he must be introduced again and let Ngezane and Dove play together, because bringing Kwinika and Dove's combination will be a disaster. That duo can't work together. And I think that duo was made worse by Ukone, because there was that miscommunication between him and Dove, and Dove, who had been the most solid defender in our back four, because of these constant clashes between him and Ukone. It was like bebenga understand and bebegcine be clash. So Dove na gcine seba jump vele Ukone ku jump at that time, so nje gcine sekuyi mix masala nje ungayazi kuma defend ethu. So yeah, leya duo le ibinenkinga. And then Kositeo says, masifumane kwi-development qha cause nyani Ungezane uzawuconcentrate defending. Yeah, khona manje ku-development ubani naye, because we haven't heard. The only guys that we are hearing about are the attacking guys. I'm a defender. The best defender I know from development is Makat, Intwanaga Fabian Makat. Otherwise, there's no one else. Because Sibongoboko says Kunik at right back, since he's played at right back with Stellenbosch. Yeah, but my thing is, inkinga yami isekutheni Stellenbosch, what kind of football they play. You understand? They don't need to have a quick right back. They just need to have a right back also defend, which is basically what we're saying, which might happen with Ungezana. He does go forward, and I would prefer Ungezana over Ukweneka again, even at right back, because at least Ungezana is quicker. Bamudla for pace nje clean Ukweneka. So that's my problem with him at right back. Uzoba nje nenkinga nalokho, because ayengeka cope shem ngepace, especially kuma count. Yeah. Stellenbosch angakhona, because Stellenbosch they play deeper and it's not a problem for them to do that. Then the football world says play Yusuf Mat as a right back. Esuswini play Nang and Steben Mdu, because leo kubuya kwaqinikwa ngizwa akahlale on the bench khona ezophaphama. Kodwa manje because uzothatha futhi the most consistent at the very least, siyazi bayaboza abadlali bethu. But if because you take that right, that I know ukuthi Mart played well in midfield during the weekend. I don't think though ukuthi taking Umart based on the 20 or 10 minutes that he played as right back, we can now depend on him. The other thing that we must say, at that time we're playing Hugonj. We're playing this past weekend, but they were already tired. Shem, they were tired. Shem. Now why am I forgetting we're playing? Ihlazo phela leli. Unje manje sengigcine ngenandaba because konke kuyaba nzima mawumlandeli weChiefs, so ugcina nje ungasazi nokuthi udlala nobani. We're playing against Royal AM. How khohle ukubezidlala neRoyal AM indaba engaka. Now guys, please do make sure to smash the like button and subscribe if you haven't. The one thing that happens with doing my live streams, I will just tell you a secret, is that I'm getting fewer subscribers because people don't like watching longer videos. I make my live streams because I want to, I've always said this, I want to have my connections, talk to people like this. Because since cutting my video, it's like people just want to know who's signed, who's the new signing. And it makes me seem like I'm a news channel that is supposed to report indaba zeChiefs, which I am not. Kanti if we're here in my live streams, I know I'm here to talk about people who will watch almost anything that is about the Chiefs. So as much as it gets me fewer viewers, but at the end of the day, I talk about football, which is what I created this channel to be about. Zikhona ezinye izinto ukuthi whatever ngifuna ukukhula, ngifuna ama-subscribers, but akusizi ukuba nama-subscribers azobuka ama-video mawukhuluma ngama-transfer news. And because ama-analytics that's what they show me ukuthi most of the times the videos that get most views in this channel are those where I talk about transfer news. But there are channels that do that specifically. They talk about transfer news, but I'm not that channel. I do talk about them, AL Chiefs, but there are very few, so I can't depend on my transfer news as a content. I want to talk about Kaizer Chiefs. So if you are in the stream right now and you are not subscribed, please do subscribe. And if you know more people who are interested in Kaizer Chiefs content, share this channel with them and then subscribe because in that way it tells me what more people are interested in not just watching some of my videos but all of my videos that are talking about Kaizer Chiefs. Now Ruputo says, I think it would be better if we push Mart to right back, keep Ngezana and Dove, push Njabulo to deep lying midfield. I think you agree with Football World. And I said to Guti, he did play well, but now the question is, do you think he would actually perform better than a defender in that position? And also, will that not disturb what we're trying to do in midfield? You know, there's uneasiness when it comes to that issue, but ngiyanizwa Makosi, and he did play well after all in that game. Go right back. Sekhao says hello Khosi Nation awe. Khosi Kagiso says salute Khosi Mpilo, tired of Kwenika as center back, better play him as right back. There are other options vele ukuthi ke momdlalisa as center back still nakhona uleki pace. So Kwenika is in a very difficult time career yakhe Chiefs right now because umdlalaphi if Ngezana keeps up his form. If uthatha uNjabulo Ngcobo udlaliswa as a defense as a center back ususenkingeni, ungamgcina usumthole edlaliswa as a defensive midfield ekugcineni because kumele fit somewhere at the end of the day sikhokha imali. That's what they will try and do with him. Ukhosi Theo says, guys, likes and subscribers are more than welcome in this channel. Please, ndiyancenga. Kusho Theo, ngiyavumelana nawe Theo. Likes and subscribers are very welcome. Thank you, cause and then Khosi Selayelo says, Eitada Khosi Nation, my boy Mpilo, awe Unati is late today. Says Ola Khosi Nation, I'm late. Khosi Mswankosi says it's time for Njabulo Ngcobo to grab his position as center back. I think this injury squad did intervene ngoba uzwana kalaleli. I think Shegis mustn't fagu court naqala nathi ukulimala kwenye ingane is a blessing in disguise. Ayi nina makhosi niyahlupa njalo sometimes. And then Utebogo Zwane says, wait, Tebogo says Zwane should play Puso Titejane from MTC. I've never seen him play. I will just confess this. Since I am here, I don't watch MTC because when they do play, I'm like, 5 hours ahead of SA. So I'm still at work. They playing it, when they play. So in some benzin because it's earlier. So lama game line suke nwabuka ngo-3 ngiwabuka ngo-8 sengibuyile emsebenzini. Lama yasemini early ngisuke ngisesemsebenzini, so I can't watch them. So I don't know these guys base MTC. And then Usalayel continues to say our club is stingy at the expense of success we're looking for. Funny enough, you see them said Masebedliw, and then you're like, what did y'all expect? You did not invest with transfer market, yet you're expecting good things. Sit down, right? That's what you just said. Sit down. You can't just expect good things. Egbeni ni underperform. Unathi also agrees with uTebogo by saying ukhona umfana omncane uPuso Dithejane kwi-reserve side ye-Chiefs. Well, ngizothemba i-judgment yenu. So if we see him at the gym with the camp na A team with the main team or the senior team, then we'll know what he's probably being pushed into the team. And then Kosi Philip says, I think Jabulo Ngcobo should be centre back and Gezana on right back. We agree there because mina bengithi kwini kuzofakwa because there is this thing yokuthi I know what makes sense, and what makes sense would be for Dove to play with Jabulo Ngcobo and then for Ngezana to play right back. But realistically, I don't see Jabulo Ngcobo being brought back into centre back, maybe as a defensive midfield. And then Olisile says Siyazama. Oh, of course. I think there was your comment earlier on saying ukhohle ukuthi bethini because ngifuna ama comments amaningi. I can't find it. Oh, Betty, I wish Zwane could be part of the stream. Guze Abo, no, that's not you. Think omunye uthi Siyazama, bro, I don't know. I forgot ukhuluma noba. And then Unathi says, but ngiyayibona comment yakho Xolisile. Unathi says oh yeah, I've read that. Prafox Wale Kosi says, Kosi is the formation issue. I think 352 can do for us. Hlanti joining the midfield, Dove, Kwinika and Gezana playing as a back three. But still, we still need a right wing back. Who's going to play that right wing back? Yabo? Still there. Someone has to play there. Or you'll have Utoli playing that side all on his own and being assisted by one of the defensive midfielders. Yeah, so yeah. That there's still that tricky thing, you still need someone who's gonna play on the right. And the moment Zwane goes to 352, people will start bashing him for being defensive. So there is just always my minds that are there waiting to exploit. Kosi Kusta says Mpilo ndiyaqala ukungena, how serious is Solomon's injury? So he dislocated shoulder. Actually supposed to Google how long this thing takes. Dislocated shoulder. I can't find it because I don't know how long they last. Uguti, the last person that I know was injured or Banet dislocated shoulder, I think was Usala, and he got injured in Madrid, in Liverpool final, and he couldn't play the first game. Egypt. Was it World Cup? Yeah, World Cup. So it was like 3 weeks later and he still couldn't play. So if it's a dislocated shoulder, he's probably going to be away 3-4 weeks, maybe hopefully less than that. But yeah, the last player that I know had a dislocated shoulder was out for that long, 3 to 4 weeks. And then Kositeo says, Unukovic, you free agent, ikosi kuthiwa mfuna kahleni. I think if Chiefs did that, a lot of people won't be happy. They won't be happy. I think Nami, it would leave a bad taste on my mouth. Not because Nukovic is horrible, because at this rate, I believe Nukovic is better than Caleb. I do. Having said that though, I don't think Uguti then signing him would help the team in any case, because he's still a very injury prone player and unenkinga zakhe. So and ureleasiwe by the team. So if then the team goes back to that well and they drink from it again, it does not look good on them. Guti release umdlali njike niyamsign. I see Leland and my team have been doing this with PSL. I call Kaizer, John Maduga or releasing or terminating, then babuye. This thing that's been happening with Dan in eGalansi wahamba usebuyile nje yonke lenyaka enzakala eSouth Africa ukuthi you let someone go and then they come back. It's like it doesn't make any sense. So it wouldn't make sense for Chiefs to do that thing. Bazobe bayibukisa nabantu nje. Then Moses, cause Moses says, Eta cause Impilo Nation. Impilo Nation, I like that. Not having depth is now haunting Chiefs. They must stop being stingy. This is so-called management. I think we should go back to Naturena because the memorandum was actually ignored. Yabo inkinga is still the fact that as fans, we want different things. Some people are pretending as if Zwane is the biggest problem that Chiefs has. He's not perfect, yeah? I will say that. Zwane is he's not perfect at all, right? He has some mistakes, but inking they started before he was even there. And for them to be fixed, the people who have been there for the longest times, the management, are the ones who need to deal with this. And going there for a strike or to submit another memorandum would make a lot of sense. The problem is, what memorandum would we be submitting? Because khona bazofuna kufaka ukuthi axoshe uZwane, khona bazofaka ukuthi akurelease uBilliard ekubeni that does not make sense because then we'll have to pay money to release him. Yeah, but at this point you just see singama fans is all over, so it's kind of tricky to gauge ukuthi what demands would be in there, like Sobestin, because thina into engabe siyayifuna kakhulukazi ku-management is to say we want signings, and that would put more pressure, especially when it comes to beginning of June. That's the time, that's the perfect time. Mayiphela nje season siyamasha shona khona sithi kahle Nick sitsheleni ukuthi nifuna ukusayina bani, nimsayine futhi manje ningasimoshela isikhathi. Sifuna wonke umuntu enemsayinayo nimsayine within the first month uJune, so that they can be with the team kuJuly from wonke ama-pre-season friendly, and by August when the season starts we have all our players. Island ukuthi so minca ke ngosuku lokugcina siminca lento engekho sazi ukuthi ngebasayini ayisuka. So yeah, it's a good idea to go back to Naturena. Guys, do please like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Khuputso says Ito and Dove don't get along. They don't, and I wonder why. I really wonder why, because I've seen that clash like a lot of times. I've seen that doesn't look good. Silas Kelem says we need that boy also, Kosi McCarthy. McCarthy is apparently just focused on his studies, which makes sense because football is a very short career. Which if you bench, then the next thing udlala ku-Motsepe League, then the next thing you are no longer relevant. So umfana gathola education and balance himself. And then Super Fanisa says Puso Ditejane is the answer to the right back, and as part of the building process. Throw the young boy, he's magic. A lot of you are really saying good things about this boy. Kosis Bungubuko says Peterson in the sticks works better, as TS Galaxy might try and hit us mama corners and free kicks. Peterson, we are abantu that we're complaining about ukuthi he is better, Ukune would do better, but I'm not happy, but it's just kwenzakela ukuthi khona sidlise kumakhona la abantu akade bethu khona huyo better kuwo amakhona. So we'll see ukuthi iGalaxy izokwenza njani. I just have a feeling tomorrow we'll do a preview, so angakhuluma nanokukhuluma ngeGalaxy. Ngifunda i-comment kaTheo who says but at least ku-MDC sizawumfumana umuntu ujwayele udlala la position instead of playing someone ongajwayele. True, and umfana vele mayifika na uzobazi ukuthi uzobamba, but if you impress we can keep you, so that would be a good motivation for the boy as well. Because Mfanisile says I knew Chiefs so stingy when it comes to signing quality players. That's a story of the last decade, my brother. And then Ukosimandla says, I like Uso, but I'm just not sure how good he is at right back. So I want to uzwanzo, but ultimately he has decisions to make for Ikeme Galaxy, and we'll be previewing that right here on the channel Kusasa at 7:30. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. I will see you on the match preview tomorrow, and until next time, remember, equals Alpelo Moya. Dun 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 in my voice.